what's going on, and welcome back to Brickwedge. It's been a minute, hasn't it, fellas? Look, I thought originally this channel would be uploading every other week, but then I realized that you guys are a bloody brilliant audience. So, I will upload weekly, yes. I failed on that, okay? That was my fault. A brand new speed champion every other week. Sometimes it will be like a re-review of some of the ones that I haven't, jumped into yet, like the RX-7, because I had that before I had the channel. That will be every other week, but you'll get videos external to that, videos talking about speed champions and stuff like that in the in-between weeks. And that's what this is. If you don't know it, welcome back to the Brickwise channel. Head down there and subscribe. This channel is where I have been collecting a bunch of speed champions. It looks a lot less than, like a lot less, right? Like, I mean, I guess they're not, I don't have the big tower anymore, but they're built. In fact, there's more than when the tower was a thing. So it's weird that it looks so much less. But I've been collecting a bunch of speed champions because slowly but surely, I'm going to be sticking them all on my wall, covering it. And you guys are going to join me on that journey. But today, I thought of an interesting topic, which, before you leave the angry comment, this is constructive. Like Lego, I see that. This is constructive. This is a discussion. I just want to have a talk about this. So, I thought I would talk about these speed champions that it's been on my mind ever since I got the first one. There's 3 speed champions that I have some things to say about. And I'm happy if you disagree. Okay? Last time I had a negative opinion about a speed champion, it was... it was strangely received. But these 3 speed champions that I've picked for this video to talk about is the Lotus, the Jesko, and AMG One. Those are the ones I'm here to discuss. But first, let's talk about the build. So yeah, building these, honestly, it's weird. I don't even really have anything to say about them. It wasn't crazy enjoyable. It wasn't crazy unenjoyable. It was just kind of... I do remember building them. I mean, the Jesko I don't. The Jesko I built so long ago. It's cool that 2 of them have the sort of similar design style of the fin that goes to the back. I will tell you, the Lotus was a surprisingly better build. The Lotus was probably the best build out of all of them. The AMG One was fine. And then I don't remember the Jesko because I built that one ages ago. Since I've had the channel, however, I've been building I built the AMG One and the Lotus. And out of those 2, the AMG One had some interesting things that went on during the build, and the Lotus kind of, well, didn't. I mean, it kind of didn't. I will refrain comment until the bigger review section. But as far as the build, Lotus was still fun to do. It didn't have the more cooler building techniques, but I kind of enjoyed it, I kind of enjoyed it, okay? Sue me. It wasn't exactly on the level of, like, the Mustang, the newer one, or some of the custom speed champions that I own. Those builds were just unparalleled, I dare say. These ones, and the Countach, the way the Countach comes together, it's beautiful. It wasn't on the level of those, it wasn't, but it wasn't terrible, all things considered. My issue lies a bit past the build, so let's talk about that. So, the 3 speed champions that I've chosen to discuss today. We begin with the Koenigsegg Jesko. And to talk about the Koenigsegg Jesko, let me show you the Koenigsegg Jesko. This car right here has a very notable curvature to it. A very notable curvature to it. It goes very down, very angled downwards here, and I'd say there's a good foot between the top of the fenders and the sort of bottom, the beak of the car, right? A noticeable incline, decline, whatever you want to call it, right? That's there on the car, as well as this car being rather low profile, right? It's a notable thing of this thing. Well, the Koenigsegg Jesko that I have it just kind of, this is the one that set me off. So the reason I'm doing this whole video is because when I bought this car ages ago, again, the back, lovely. The back is brilliant. And the way they use this engine piece to do this design for the exhaust, amazing. The angled, I completely forgot these were even stickers because they look so perfect. They work. The way this is done, lovely. The way the side profile is, it's kind of going downhill now. And the front, what am I looking at? Now, this one's a bit worse because it's white. So look at that. Look at the color difference between the sticker and this. The Lamborghini Countach did that so much better because, hang on, let me unsheath it. The Lamborghini Countach uses clear stickers. So if the back discolors, it's still going to be the exact same as the rest of it. This one, for some reason, used printed stickers, and it just looks terrible, especially the lights being stickers. Ah, boo. Then the angle, it's nice that it's angled down a bit. That helps, and it does beak down a fair bit. It does go from top to bottom a fair bit, but you compare the proportions of the back to the proportions of the front, it's just too bulky. It's too high up. Like, and this isn't even a criticism of, like, Lego directly. Obviously, it's a product of the Lego scale and whatnot, but it's kind of the same for this, right? This was a custom done by someone. The side profile still pretty good, but it doesn't feel like it comes down anywhere near as much as it should do, and that's a custom car. So, look, I'm not just dogging on the official Lego sets here. And look, if you own these sets, it's great. It's whatever, right? But there's also the issue of this back here, this whole area, the 3 stickers. The little 3 sticker pieces, these upset me, truly. But the more I look at this Jesko, the more it just doesn't suit my fancy. It really hasn't for a very long time. It was my first. Was it my first? Nah, I got the Supra. This was like my second or third within my first 5 of when I started collecting Speed Champions. So, also I did steal a cheese slug there for my RX-7. Ignore that. I mean, again, because I have no attachment to this car. That's why I've yoinked that. As well as Jesko on the back is printed. There. The back of this car is so cool. And then it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse the further forward you go. The low profile of these cars just isn't translated. Looking at it head on like this, it just looks so much more muscle car-y, if anything. There's so much space there in this area, and it's kind of just these hypercars. That's why I mean these Speed Champions don't work. It's these hypercar Speed Champions. And the next one of these hypercars is the AMG One, which I do also have some choice words for. The AMG One is, it came with the Mercedes set, and again you can see it's got a lot of curvature when it comes to the lights. This one you couldn't even see in that image really, but you can see there's a solid, I'd say, a bump. There's a big bump between even just the little black section of the hood and this section. And then when you look at the Speed Champion, this one I have a few specific criticisms for as well. Why is this one so long? Why is it so long? Okay, so here's the Jesko next to this. Look at that. Look at how much extra room this one has. Here's the Lotus next to this one. And again, look at how much goddamn room it has. This one is cartoonishly big. I don't get it. The vent's good. The vent is nice. The spoiler, oh so cool. The back of it is serviceable. I think I just don't like the back of the car. That's my fault. But the front of it just isn't a Mercedes-AMG One. I mean, this printed lights, brilliant, amazing. The front of it though, the shape, it just, it was difficult to figure out if this even was an AMG One when I first saw it. It doesn't portray the car very well at all. Then it's also so long. Like, why is this too long? You could take out a whole stud section here, right? And make it less long. That just doesn't make sense to me. The fin is well done, I guess, at least. The stickers look pretty good here. And the interior is falling apart. Everything's falling apart. It's done pretty okay. But, again, it's a low-profile car. If I grab the Mustang, a Mustang is only, like, a tile. Is only a tile taller on the hood than the AMG One. That is baffling. Then again, the Mustang's cartoonishly small. It shouldn't be. I just don't know why this one is so... It's like almost F1 car. It might actually be the longest one that I have that isn't a custom. Oh, no. Oh, wait. Hang on. It's longer... Hang on a minute. It's longer than the custom... It's longer than the custom Hyundai Ioniq, whatever, the 74. Oh, no, it isn't. I lied. I completely lied. Okay, this bit made it look longer. If you do that, because of that bit, it's about as long. It's as long. But still, that's the longest speed champion that I have. On par with, I guess, the Dom's Charger, which, thankfully, it is a bit shorter than Dom's Charger. Which... You'd hope it would be. And that also leads to this area. Well done. Good design. Good thought put into that. Doesn't look anything like it's supposed to. That's my issue. Is you got speed champions here. Look, I'm not saying Lego's perfect for looking like the speed champion version. But the Mustang, amazingly done. This custom Audi, the RX-7, there's so many ones. This McLaren F1. There's so many ones that are done rather well. Just, I don't know. It just one isn't. And it's so long. And it's so weird. Cartoonishly. I did build it for this though, but you know, yeah. It's fine. Look, if someone owns it with that F1 set, because it comes with the other McLaren, it comes with a Mercedes. Have I said McLaren for this? Ever? If I did, ignore it. I'm an idiot. Mercedes F1. It did come with the other, that thing. So I guess it's a little bit better, but it's still... Little details are nice, like the studs there to be a sort of... I don't even know how you describe it, but like the vents there, this bit's there, but then there's just such a big front that it has. When that should be, like, tiles. It should be tiles, and then that should come way further down. But they just can't. I appreciate the printed lights. The printed lights are very nice. But finally, we have the Lotus Evija, whatever you want to call it. Lotus don't really... They're a British company, but they name their cars by clicking E and bashing their head on the keyboard. I don't get how Lotus named their cars. This thing, out of these three, that I was prepared to talk about... Kind of my favorite. I kind of like this thing. And look, this thing originally, when me and my mate first saw this thing, we were like, what is that? And then we were like, oh, it's a Lotus? Oh, it's the Lotus Evija? And absolutely baffled. Which is pretty obvious when you look at the front. Like, let me show you the Lotus Evija actual. Look at the front. Look at the way the lights are really slim and tall and all of that, and then you got the hood there, and all of that, and the back of it as well. There's all those little things about it that jot down in your mind. And now, Lotus Evija here. This area for the lights should be one stud long, if not at least angled and then one stud long. The lights, this whole section for the lights being level doesn't work. This being lower, well done. That's nice. It's good. That works. But then this middle bit, it is a fine curvature, but it needs to be way lower, not one full stud size gap there. That should be like half a stud. Again, maybe like a tile or two. Instead, there's just this whole chunk, and that's been the biggest thing with most of these on the front, is just having the whole chunk gap there between the top of the hood and the front and the bumpers. Again, way too big of a chunk there. gap-wise. They need to be so much more spiky. I don't know. Yeah, no, I do know. That's what I mean. But this thing, looking at it, if you're going to get any of these, it's pretty nice. And for the biggest reason that this thing is so nice is, look, it might not look like the front of the Lotus Evija. And I will die on that hill. This thing is nothing like the front of this car. But look at the back of this car. And then look at the back of this car. They did a phenomenal job there. Oh, this is what gives me hope. This is what gives me hope about these kind of speed champions. Is look at that back. It just looks perfect. The lights are done amazingly. The back profile there. The lift, the proportions from that to the rest of the cockpit area. It just, there's no fin. There's supposed to be a fin there, but I guess it's too small of a detail. I don't know. I'm not sure. But it just is done so much better. So much better and so much nicer than the other speed champions that we have here. The back of this is perfectly done. The build process is nice. It's satisfying putting in all these tiles here. Again, it's one stud thin that it's higher. You see that? How here is lower and here is a bit higher because it's one stud above. That's what needs to be going on the front. One stud separate. That's what's lacking here. But the rest of it's so good, and it upsets me because the rest of it's so good, but then that bit's so bad. And when I have it up, it's fine, but I'd rather look at this. I could look at the back of this car forever. It is, hang on, not focusing is what it is. This back is just perfect to me. Yeah, look at it, beautiful. And the lights and the way it's done and the way they match, they get it perfect. Well, not perfect, but they get it as perfect as Lego can be, right? Because obviously this is supposed to be a direct line there, not up and then straight. But you know what? Who's to complain? Me. I'm to complain. Yeah, no. Good build. Satisfyingly done. I enjoyed it. It set me back a lot. Even the interior, man. Look, I don't like stickers, but that's a pretty great sticker for the interior. I prefer the interior and the seats as well. Look, I just prefer the interior on this one over any of them. Over the Jesko, over the AMG One, out of these three hypercars that we have. Hang on. Oh! It was gonna happen. Look, I mean, what do you expect? You know, what do you expect? You give a guy 3 speed champions to hold up, and what do you think is gonna happen? Plus the vents, right? The vents are definitely not great on the Jesko over here. There's some inaccurate vents, or at least I don't know what they're trying to be. These parts are squeaking. I built this thing ages ago. God damn, feels like I'm going through a rustic house. Right. This even more and this still but definitely the best of And that's my take on Hypercar Speed Champions. I do hope we see more. Do we have a Hypercar coming out this year? We have one that I'm really interested in is we have a Aston Martin pace car coming up, and that's kind of going to be the closest to this, really. In fact, I assume it will be the same color as the Lotus. An Aston Martin pace car is coming out pretty soon, I think. I'm not sure. We got a G-Wagon, that'll be perfect. And a Mercedes. We got another Mercedes coming up. It's like the C63, something like that. That's coming out later this year. That'll be interesting. And an 8-stud wide Ferrari F40. I think that'll probably be done perfectly. An 8-stud wide Ferrari F40 with a Countach is going to look beautiful. So an update outside of the channel. Well, in the channel, I mean a more meta update. Nothing to do with the video I'm talking about right now. More about me. Video late because I completely underestimated just how busy I'm going to be on the main channel nowadays. Like, I have been at it. Just at it. There has been a bit of I'm hosting a competition on the main channel, basically. Like a full esports league I'm hosting. So clearly I'm very, very busy. And plus the gym, plus my girlfriend, plus I've got meetings. If you don't know, I do this full time. I do YouTube full time on my main channel, Sidwaj, Sidwaj, which is actually why I started this channel, Brickwaj, so I can have some fun doing this rather than just the monotony of wake up, edit, edit, edit. Well, wake up, run, edit, 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 gym, eat, stream, record while streaming, sleep, edit, edit, edit. This stuff I don't edit as much, as well as I keep it casual, I keep it chill, because this I don't want to make a job. This is me getting to talk to a bunch of people about Speed Champions every week, hopefully, and build a new Speed Champion. And another update, again, I have ready, I did get one wrong part sent, but I have ready all the parts for what you guys will remember I said I was going to be doing. We got all of these parts here, absolutely beautiful, for the McLaren F1, that bad boy right there, but the GT version. I'm gonna send it, I'm gonna do it. That's probably gonna be next week. That'll be the video this coming Friday. See you boys then. That's about it from me. Do I say in a brick or in a bit? I'm still not decided. I'm not sure. By the way, memberships may be soon on the channel. Who knows? In a bit. In a brick.